Welcome back to another episode. So, today I actually wanted to talk about the small things that I want to implement in my routine and what I want to do for the next year. And I want to call it becoming unrecognizable. It is a little different from what I did last year. Last year, I did different facets of my life and I added about 2 to 3 goals. But the reality here is that I found that it was too many goals, even though they were quite small. And it made me realize that I couldn't do them all. So I decided to do a small list of things that I really, really want to implement that is a little bit more compressed and they're more focused on making sure that I do them on the daily basis instead of being a random goal to achieve at some point. So I have my list right here. That's why I'm looking this way. So, one of the first things is getting around 7+ hours of sleep. Believe it or not, I am someone that I can fluctuate a lot. I can go from sleeping 4 to 5 hours to 12 hours. And the reality here is that none of those are healthy. I unfortunately am someone that I'm very busy, and I come to find that I have a very bad habit of almost trying to gain back time. What I mean by that is that I am one of those people that I will go on my phone or go on YouTube or watch TV for like 2 to 3 hours to catch up on time. If that does not sound strange to you, is most likely because you also kind of do the same. But basically, the idea of it is because you're so busy throughout the day and you feel like you have no time for anything, there's this small portion of people that they will reach the time when they're supposed to be putting their head on the pillow and sleeping their 7 to 8 hours. They will instead go on their phone and just doom scroll or go on YouTube and watch videos or turn on their TV as a way of catching up to lost time. And I have the tendency of doing that, not all the time, but quite often. And I really want to stop that kind of habit, and basically relearn on how to spend time with myself and definitely get that time of sleep. Another thing is reading 30 minutes every day. I've been slacking on my reading, even though that does not look like behind me. I have read all these books already. These are not new. And I definitely want to find new books to read and implement again another reading time. And I don't mean reading in terms of any type of reading, because the reality here is that for college and for work, I end up reading always. I definitely want to implement other kinds of reading outside of my obligatory reading. Another thing is catching some sun and some fresh air daily. The reality here is that, especially when I'm off, or when I have like an afternoon where I don't need to leave the house or a morning where I don't need to leave the house, I don't open a damn window. I don't go outside. I don't know why. It just, I feel so comfortable in the cozy warmth of my pajamas, and I just don't leave. And I need to start making an effort to leave. And the way that I've been doing that is actually implementing going to the gym, because my gym is actually further away from my house. It's not close to my house. It's close to my college, which is good for when I'm in college. It makes it easier and quicker to go. But when I'm at home, I don't know how I'm gonna go. And pretty much what I tend to do is that I wake up really, really early in the morning. Like we're talking about like 5 o'clock in the morning. I catch one of the first buses or one of the first trains, and I just zip my butt to the gym as it opens at around 6:30 in the morning. So that's how I go about it to get my fresh air daily. Also, starting a new hobby. I want to find some sort of new hobby to add. I don't have that many hobbies except reading. I don't see really doing the podcast as a hobby. I kind of see it as trying to build a side hustle in a way. So I really, really want to figure out a new hobby that I could enjoy. And that is still in the progress. Embracing alone time and loving your own company. I'm already someone that is a bit of a loner. what people call an ambivert. So an ambivert is someone that I can be an extrovert and really talk for quite a long time. And that comes to the fact that I am in fields where I do need to be in contact with people all the time, but I need my me time. I need my alone time. But my issue here is that I tend to have my alone time while having noise. I'm either listening to music or reading or listening to a podcast or watching a YouTube video is never in silence. And what I want to do is hone in the idea of starting to do that in silence. So that's what I want to start doing. 10 minutes of meditation every day. I've been slacking on that. I have been slacking on my meditation. For example, I always meditate on the new moon and full moon cycles. I always meditate, for example, Sunday mornings. But good Lord, I have not been meditating daily, that's for sure. And that's something that I need to make sure to implement from this point on, which is actually associated with the sleep situation because it normally tends to be because I give myself the time to meditate, but then I either fall back asleep or when I do wake up, I'm in such a rush that I end up not having time to meditate. So, next thing is clean whole foods. Clean whole foods. Okay. I wrote that just to be more fancy on my wall, but what I mean is following a healthy diet. I have the privilege of learning directly on how to eat, how it should be eaten, the best ways to eat as a nutrition student. And I really want to start implementing those informations onto my diet. For example, the not consuming any sort of dairy along with foods that have a high iron content so that it does not stop the absorption. Instead, you consume foods with a high level of vitamin C to help the absorption process. And that's a small little thing in a big spectrum of things that I really want to be aware of so that I can start to implement. Also, because for those that don't know, I am overweight and I am going through a process for bariatric surgery. I have been going through this process for a while, and very, very soon I'm going to have the okay from multiple doctors to go on with it. So most likely and most hopefully within 2025, I will have my surgery done, which I do hope to also put that information here as well and kind of bring my personal journey onto this so that I could maybe help someone in theirs. And that for me means that I need to re-educate how I eat. So that will also be a journey that I do want to take on. Another thing is cut off toxic people / environment. So this one has already been in the things, in the trenches for quite a while. Ever since 2024, that has been happening. And the reality here is that it's not easy. Sometimes there's a personal attachment. Sometimes there's a familiar attachment. Sometimes it's a comfort-based attachment. And what I've come to do is create boundaries and limits and slowly implement them, not only for the people that I already know that I don't really fully want to cut off, I just want to reduce contact, but also people that I know that one day will approach, and I will already have those boundaries up and ready for when they come. Also, create a solid workout routine. So that's actually on its way already. I have a wonderful coach at my gym, and she has done a really, really good job of creating a routine that doesn't feel stagnant, which was one of my major issues, and also be relatively fast. Because for me, the one thing that I hate is spending a long, long time doing a workout. I don't like to go longer than an hour. And I really like it because she does around 5 to 8 minutes of cardio to kind of get the heart pumping and everything before weight sets. And then what she does is top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. So arms, legs, arms, legs, arms, legs, alternating. And then doing a full repeat. And all of them having between 10 to 20 sets depending on how I'm feeling that day. I could go a lower weight and do more reps or do a higher weight and do less reps. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling and I'm able to adjust to that. And then I finish off with some sort of cardio for around 10 to 20 minutes. And to me, that's really, really wonderful. And that works really well for me because I'm able to crank down maybe in 45 minutes to an hour. And that's really wonderful. So that part is pretty much on its way. Couple of tweaks, but going its way. Then speak good vibes only. So that actually comes from a need, like deep in my heart, of trying to bring out more positivity. I am already a very positive person. I am someone that I look at things from all directions. When something happens, I try to see the lesson learned, even if it's a negative situation, and the positive out of the situation. And that can be really hard for people. For me, what I've come to find is I sometimes get into this hole of almost like depression like state of anxiety and frustration where I speak a lot of mean, ill-intended things towards myself. And my goal is to actually snip that in the bud and try to bring more positivity into myself. Less screen, phone-free mornings. Okay, so not always, but sometimes I will go into this thing where I'm still in bed and I will grab my phone and start checking my email and my WhatsApp. Normally it stems from me seeing some sort of notification related to work or related to school, which is fair. But the problem is that I just don't stop there just to check those two things just in case. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes we have gotten emails where it's like a teacher warning that they're going to be late to class or the class is not going to happen. And that is a really good warning to have before you get any sort of ready to leave. And the same thing with work if there's some sort of thing going on. The issue is when I do check that and then I proceed to go on Instagram and just start checking out other people's content. That's when the problem starts. And in that particular situation, that's what I want to stop. Gratitude every day. So that's already something on its way. I actually have a journal, which is a 3-year journal from Manui, which is a gratitude journal. And it is one of my favorite things ever. This is not sponsored. I don't even have an affiliate code. I just really, really love that journal. It doesn't have any prompts. It doesn't have anything like that. So I kind of almost feel like a micro diary in a way, where I just, basically, what I do is that I write about something that brings me gratitude, whether it be something that happened to me, something that happened to someone else, something that brought me joy. And I definitely really love it. The next thing is swapping TV shows for podcasts. In reality, when I mean TV shows, I mean all kinds of video format things. I mean YouTube, I mean TV shows, I mean movies. Trying to swap those for podcasts or documentaries to try to reduce the amount of too much information onto my brain. Then detach from what's holding me back So anything that I feel like it's keeping me from my full potential, I want to fully cut and I want to fully stop it. I want to really, really hone in and focus on my quality of life and on my ability to really get stuff done. And then early mornings. I am someone that I have the tendency to sleep in and not do things. So I really want to start to, because of the whole 7 hour sleep, going earlier to bed to wake up earlier. So I really want to start having more earlier mornings and being able to really start being able to feel like I have more time to do more things. So those are the steps to becoming unrecognizable for me and becoming my own dream girl. And I wanted to share this. Maybe there's some that you could connect with or implement for yourself. And I really do hope that 2025 can be a year of full, true transformation for yourself and for the people around you. I love you so much, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Mwah!